defining moment, not just in Dallas, not just in Texas, but throughout the United States of America. He needs no introduction. You see it all over. My 5-year-old niece even exclaims at his name during commercials. He has served the city of El Paso, Texas faithfully. He is committed, he is compassionate, he is courageous. He is our Democratic Party nominee for the 2018 U.S. Senate race. The party's together for Beto.
So good to be with you. Check this out. 70 hours to go until we decide the election of our election. Shawala, thank you for getting us kicked off. To each of you, especially those, was it Deborah that I just talked to, who knocked on 200 doors today? It was absolutely amazing. Everyone who knocked on a door, made a phone call, got out there under this beautiful sky today, made sure that we could talk to one another in a campaign powered only by people, not a single dime from a single political action committee or special interest or corporation. All people, all the time. And for me, a really special day. We've been on the road for almost 22 months so far. Traveled to every single county in Texas, all 254. And maybe you know that, but I'm only saying the number because someone that we met in Midlothian last week said, we're all playing a drinking game. Every time you say 254, we get to take a shot. So, this is everyone who's playing the game. 254, 254, 254. And you have a good time tonight. Get a mover. But today, I had an amazing day because we were block walking as well. We were out there with you, not asking you to do anything that we wouldn't do, that we have not already done, that we will continue to do with you tomorrow. We were in Tarrant County, we were in Denton County, we were in Collin County, we were in Dallas County. And I got to go with these little people right here who are my kids and my sister's kids. Jackson, Patrick, Ulysses, Molly, Henry, and Wallace, our family friend. And my wife, Amy. Amy, come on out just so everybody can see you. And my sister, Charlotte. Charlotte, come up here, come on. So we're getting to do this as a family and joining all of you who have been out there, in some cases for months, the better part of a year, knocking on doors. Some of you just started today. All of you by now probably know that in the last 4 days of this election, we're trying to knock on 1 million doors. After the first full day of doing this, my team tells us that we are exactly where we should be, just under 250,000 doors knocked today, so far, just today. For people all over the state, including all of you who got after it, those of you who have not and are waiting to sign up for your shift tomorrow, it's betofortexas.com. Just hit volunteer and we'll put you to work. We'll literally connect you with those who are going to decide this election. Amy and I were knocking in Dallas County today. And I'll tell you, the first door that we knocked on, it was a father and a son, neither of whom had voted in the 12 days of early voting. The son, 19 years old, and he answers the door and he says, you know what, I'm not sure that I'm registered to vote. I'd love to vote in this election, but I can't remember if I got registered. Amy, using the Polis app that all of us have on our phones, looks up his voter registration, confirms that he's registered to vote. We tell him that he's going to vote at, at Coward Elementary, which is a school that he attended when he was a kiddo. Now 19 years old, he made a plan on Tuesday. He said, I get off at work at 4 o'clock. So we all agreed that at 5, he was going to take his dad, and we would have 2 more votes in the bank. This can very well be the closest Senate election ever decided in the state of Texas, it may very well come down to 2 votes or 200 votes or however many voters that you talk to today. And the beautiful thing about this is everywhere we go, in every single county in Texas, folks are coming up to us and they're telling us, I'm 18 years old, I'm 19 years old, I'm 20 years old, just got registered. This will be the first election in my lifetime. Young people are voting in 2018 at a rate 500% greater than 2014. This idea that young people are going to be the leaders of the future is nuts. Because young people are the leaders of right now. On any given issue that matters, they are at the forefront of the fight. Gun violence, they're not waiting on thoughts and prayers. They tell me 30,000 people are killed in this country every year through gun violence. No other developed country on the planet even comes close. They ask the toughest, no BS questions of people like me who want to possess positions of public trust to hold us accountable. They said, look, either we are evil, there's something wrong with us, this is just an act of nature or God to which we must submit. There's a human solution to a human cause problem. And because of the young people, the state of Texas is going to lead on universal background checks for every single person. Making sure that we save more lives and that we lead on a conversation that perhaps this state, with its incredibly proud, long heritage of responsible gun ownership, can understand better than any other. It's like healthcare. Tell me a state that better understands the consequences of not being able to see a doctor or afford your prescriptions or take your kiddo to the therapist. More than 4 million of our fellow Texans are uninsured. We're in fact the least insured state in the United States of America. We met a young man in Laredo, Texas, 29 years old, comes up to me and said, I heard you talk about healthcare, and it resonates for me because I've seen a doctor once in my life. A doctor who told me that I have diabetes, have glaucoma, that I'll be dead before I'm the age of 40. And what we know is that this guy in the wealthiest, the most powerful country in the world, in the year 2018, who cannot afford insulin to keep himself well, as he gets closer to death, he'll be taking himself to the emergency room. The outcomes will not be as good as they would have if he'd be able to go there now. And the cost is going to be exponentially greater. And beyond all of that, all of us will lose out on everything that he was going to be able to do in his life. That education that he's no longer well enough to finish, that job that he cannot work, those taxes that he cannot pay, that burden that he will not be able to shoulder. It'll rest a little bit heavier on the rest of us. That punk rock band that he will not be able to start, to tour the country, put out his records, and improve our quality of life. Whatever his genius is, whatever he was intended to do, he will not be on this planet in order to do it. It's unconscionable, it's immoral, we all know that. We want to be a just people. It's not a Republican Party or Democratic Party thing, it's just a human being thing, right? And when we see each other as human beings, when we're good to one another, when we do right by and for one another, there is no stopping us. And when you learn how expensive it is to persist, to continue with the status quo, you also understand that we have the most fiscally responsible position possible. The #1 provider of mental health care services in the state of Texas today is the county jail system in the state of Texas today.